we drive to my mother's gated community pool, and you know, we walk in, and Nova comments, he's like, "Wow, the water's so warm, right? It feels like almost like bathtub water." And then he starts, what he does is that he will, do the, he like submerges underneath. I start doing the same thing, and I submerge down with him, and I'm watching him, and I'm staying down there as long as I can, watching him, and he comes back up, and I come up, and he does it again, and then I'm kind of mimicking what he's doing,
Hyperventilating, like what I did now.
and I go under with him. And I do that about 3 times, and then he comes up, and he says, "What are you doing, Mom?" And I said, "I don't know, Nova. I'm watching you." He says, "Well, don't." I'm like, he says, I'm doing the Wim Hof, breathing exercises." And I don't know what it was, It's like, I said to him, "Are you sure it's safe?" There was something in me that was uncomfortable, okay? And I'm like, "You sure it's safe?" And he said, "Of course it's safe, Mom. It's Wim Hof." He's like, he has videos. So I'm like, and he did even mention, he's like, "You even bought me the video." He's like, "Of course it's safe." And I said to him, "Do you want me to time you?" That's right. I'm like, "Do you want me to time you?" And he's like, "Well, no, because I forgot my watch." I'm like, "Okay." I mean, he's 23, I don't wanna be a helicopter mom. So it's not like, I'm just gonna, like, force myself to keep watching him. He's like, "Well, go swim," right? So then I go ahead and swim over to the deep end of the pool, and I just relax on the edge of the other side like this, and I'm looking up at the sky, and, I'm just looking at, it's just starting to get a little dark, but, kinda dusk. So I'm just looking to see if there's any stars coming out or anything like that. So then I, turn back around, to swim to the other end, and I don't see Nova. I'm like, "Huh, where'd he go?" I'm like, "Did he go to the bathroom?" That's what I thought. "Did he go to the bathroom?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Huh, weird." And I'm like, "Hey, Nova." And I'm like, "Huh." So then I start swimming to the shallow end, and right, like, halfway there, I see him under the water, and I'm like, "What the F? He can't possibly be holding his breath." So I become alarmed, and I put on my goggles, and I take a deep breath in, and submerge underneath, and I see him. He's just laying down on the bottom of the shallow end of the pool, and I grab him, and there's no one at the pool but me and him. And he's a tall guy, he's 6'2". So, as you can imagine, I was praying for strength. I'm like, "I have to take him out of the pool. I have to do this. I have to do this." And I don't know how I did it, but I dragged him out of the pool. I pulled him. I mean, I really scratched myself up doing that. And so I lay him down on the concrete outside of the pool, and I immediately start doing the CPR, okay? I start, breathing into his mouth and doing chest compressions, and at that moment, I start screaming, "Help," okay? Because I do not wanna take any time away from doing that to call 911. I start yelling, "Help." Luckily, there was a man and a wife and a little girl, poor little girl, because she witnessed all of that. They came in and through the gate, and then the man took over the chest compressions as I was able to call 911, and boy, did they take forever to come, to the scene. Um, Nova, he's such a strong boy, so healthy, just so smart, so talented, beautiful heart. He had his whole life ahead of him. He was just becoming a man, He wanted to, find a girl, get married. He told me, "Mom, I want to give you grandchildren." I mean, we had a whole life. It's a whole life interrupted, and it's just so effing tragic that, we went to cool down, this afternoon, and he always wanted to be stronger. He wanted to run faster. He won a couple of awards for running. He always he wanted to be like the best piano player. He always practiced a lot, really good at computers. And yeah, I've seen some of these Wim Hof videos like on YouTube, but yeah, there's like a group of them in a circle and they're like and then they're all like he's like, "Okay, now go under." And they all putting their faces under the water. And again, like there's just pictures of people and him breathing and then going under the water, or like even one of him doing his breathing and then swimming from one ice hole underneath and coming out through the other end of a high ice hole, and it's just so effing tragic, unnecessary, tragic loss of life. I was literally sick. You wouldn't have been able to talk to me. I had to have people just hold me and nurse me. I didn't think I was gonna survive. That first month specifically was just he's my only child. Yeah. Yeah, and, like, he thought he's doing the right thing, it's like he's building up his lung capacity, he's building up his immune system, he's doing this modality that's, like, you know, presented out there as something amazing. I mean, I even fell into the thought that, yeah, I mean, this is a healthy thing to do.
I know inside of me, I know that I will see my boy again. I will be with him. I will see him again someday, and we're all just, passing by on this planet. And I just wanted to say before you go, if we can save a life, it's all worth it to do this. Absolutely.